A taste of normalcy after a year of lockdowns and restrictions. Bars, restaurants, even concerts. Israel has reopened much of its economy as it leads the world in COVID-19 vaccinations. More than half of all Israelis have gotten at least one dose of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Thousands of restaurants across the country have reopened, and for the first time in months, people can sit down with their friends and family and have a nice meal together. Israel is relying on COVID-19 passports, or so-called green passes, to safely reopen. The passes are issued by the Ministry of Health only to those who are fully inoculated. Green pass holders can sit indoors at restaurants and cafes. But restaurant owners are now struggling to find workers, since most of their staff was laid off during the pandemic.
The restaurant industry is so important in Israel and is such a big part of the Israeli life and the tourism. It's just a shame, and it's going to take a few years, by our estimation, between 3 to 5 years, to gain back the industry for what it was.
Of Israel's 14,000 restaurants and cafes, 4,000 have not survived the past year and have shut down for good.
The uncertainty at the moment is vast. It's very big. So we're kind of expecting for another lockdown. No one's rushing it. There's no need to rush it. And our association is recommending all the restaurant owners, take it slow, step by step. Don't rush it.
To top it all off, some Israelis don't yet feel comfortable with the new guidelines.
I'd sit outside at a restaurant, but it's too soon to sit indoors.
Ben Gurion Airport is also partially open. As part of the reopening, Israeli citizens and permanent residents are finally allowed to fly back into the country. However, there is a quota in place and tourists are still forbidden from entering. Only 3,000 Israelis will be allowed to return home each day, flying in from one of 4 locations: New York, Frankfurt, London, and Paris. Meanwhile, Tel Aviv is bringing back some of its famous nightlife.
When we opened up the first 2 rock concerts, the tickets all went in 15 minutes. So we had 2 sold-out shows within 15 minutes, and you can see how people are very, very, very eager to come and have a good time.
In a stadium with 30,000 seats, 500 Green Pass holders came to hear 1980s Israeli pop icon Yardena Arazi, one of a series of concerts the city held over the weekend.
We were locked indoors and didn't go almost anywhere. Today we had the opportunity to go to a show and I'm so happy. It's refreshing to see other people.
Despite the optimism, questions remain. Will there be another lockdown? What does the future hold for the food and entertainment industries?
People are going out today and next week. The question is what happens 2 months from now, whether people will be able to maintain that lifestyle, that Tel Avivian lifestyle that we are so famous for, or are we going to see a different type of urban life here?
From Tel Aviv, Maya Margit reporting for the Media Line.